Should I use the Dutch oven?
Yes, I will.
Onion in my tomato sauce.
Your tomato sauce.
I think that's like a sin amongst Italian families.
It is?
It's putting onion in it because you're supposed to give it flavor otherwise.
Oh, I didn't know.
But we're not Italian, so we don't care. All right. I'm going to try doing a recipe where I get everything ready before I start making it. A large minced white onion. Is this white? This one's white. But is this...
No, compare them. Get the other one. I don't know.
This one looks yellow.
Not that. That's yellow.
This is yellow.
There's 3 loose ones. Look on the left, look on the right. Find the oddball. God bless.
This is white.
So we can fry it.
In this video, we're making the tomato sauce for a pasta dinner I made. Wash your hands. This is part 1 of 2, just because the pasta was a more intensive process. As I said, in this recipe, I started out just getting everything together before I started cooking. Yeah, it was all right. Every time someone in like a cooking show peels garlic, it looks so easy. But I have a hard time doing it.
For what? For sauce?
For sauce. This recipe was a bit unconventional. I had things like vegetable broth like you see here. Why do we have 3 different sets of spoon implements? All right, let's start. I made this recipe in a Le Creuset Dutch oven, which is probably too big for the portion that I was making. I could have done it in probably a large saucepan. Some of the liquid had boiled off by the time it was ready, making it a little more dry than I would have liked. You basically start with just sauteing everything in the pan, getting the onions soft and warming up the garlic. We're almost done.
Yes.
Wonder if our family is colorblind to blue, because I was having a really hard time telling which color of blue went where.
I just saw lightning, and I thought, oh, maybe it's our light.
That's what that was?
Yes, that's thunder right now.
This is crazy.
I knew I just saw lightning.
What the hell? My onions are burning. Recipes I'd used before had peeled tomatoes that you would cut up and crush yourself, but my mom just opted to get the diced ones. Do we have fennel seeds?
Yeah, I just found it.
This recipe called for fresh sliced basil, and the way that I like to do that is to do a chiffonade, which is to take all your leaves flat and roll them up like this, and then you can cut off your stems, and then if you just cut them kind of along the cross section, you get nice strips that end up looking nice and being thin enough to cook off in the sauce. The recipe also called for fresh parsley, and you can see that some of it here is kind of wilted and not looking very happy. I would not normally use this, but since it's going in a sauce, I was okay with it. If I was doing something fresh, I would want something a bit more lively. Just a rough chop here is fine. Always got to taste everything. That's a habit I'm still getting into.
We're going to take the emulsion blender.
No.
That's what it says. You want it chunky?
Yeah, I think I do want it chunky. Do you only have these two, whatever these are, for the pot, little black things? Once you get everything in the pan, you can let it simmer for about 1 to 4 hours. The longer the better. Do not do this. Do not put the black separators on your pan while you're cooking it. I don't cook with Le Creuset very often, so I didn't realize that the black separators wouldn't be able to take the heat of being simmered for 4 hours. So make sure that if you're cooking with Le Creuset or you have a pan like this, that you take off your little black pieces before you cook it. Otherwise, you'll have rubber in your sauce. Make sure to keep an eye out for part 2 where I make the pasta and put the whole meal together.